Hey, welcome back to another episode of Caffeinated CX, where we talk about customer experience and stuff, all in a hyper caffeinated state. I'm your host, David, the Caffeinated CXO, and today we're going to be talking about something that just came out, right? Well, it came out a couple months ago, but we're covering it now because why not? So, without further ado, we're going to go to the wild kingdom of Forrester. The Forrester Kingdom, for an article called US CX Quality Falls for an Unprecedented Second Consecutive Year. Title could have used some work, but that's fine. Right, so we're going to go like this. Then we're going to drag the camera over here. All right. And let's see. US CX Quality Falls for Unprecedented Second Consecutive Year by Peter Jok. I had a friend in high school with that last name. All right, U.S. brands struggled to deliver great customer experiences in 2023. Leading Customer Experience Index, CX Index, scores had dropped for an unprecedented second year in a row. While two industries were able to beat the odds and achieve better results, most stumbled on their CX journey. Only 6% of brands saw a significant increase in CX quality compared to 10% last year. So what caused CX quality to drop in 2023? Let's start by backing up. Great customer experiences hit the mark on three key criteria: ease, effectiveness, and emotion. In last year's US CX Index 2022, the score drop was predominantly caused by a decrease in emotional performance. Brands struggled to provide emotionally satisfying experiences amid staffing shortages, shifting public health recommendations, and supply chain constraints. 2023 tells a different story. The average score dropped in all three key areas. Emotion decreased the least, however. Elite brands evoked an average of 29 positive emotions, including feeling happy, valued, and appreciated, for each negative emotion such as frustration and annoyance. Delivering easy and effective experiences was tougher for brands. Maybe they should go back to this book, The Effortless Experience. Is it still in publication? Should be. Companies are struggling to deliver great CX at scale in the middle of a talent-constrained recession, and as CX leaders know all too well, customer expectations constantly increase regardless of macroeconomic conditions. There is a bright spot. Two industries, luxury auto manufacturers and retailers, improved their industry average CX score in 2023. Now that I find interesting. Not unrelated is that these two industries were also the only ones that bucked the trend and improved the emotional quality of their experiences year after year. Roadblocks to customer obsession hurt CX quality. Companies understand the values of customer obsession and delivering excellent customer experiences. Forrester survey data shows that more than 80% of business leaders list improving CX as a high priority, and leaders are catching on to the value of customer obsession. The number of U.S. enterprise business leaders whose companies are customer obsessed rose by 3 percentage points to 6%. This presages a modest turnaround in CX quality in 2024. Yet, customer obsession is still not getting the prioritization it deserves in most organizations. Some organizations confuse the related yet separate concept of customer experience and customer obsession. Some leaders turn a blind eye to their lack of customer obsession because customer obsession feels too big to initiate. Customer obsession turns into a platitude to justify any business effort they like. Other leaders assign customer obsession internally but don't support it. Overthinking stifles progress. Striving for the perfect customer strategy or bemoaning regulations paralyzes companies at lower levels of customer obsession maturity. Keep your eye on the multi-million-dollar prize. High-quality CX isn't a nice-to-have, it's a revenue driver. We know this. Even small improvements in CX quality can reduce an enterprise's churn and increase its share of wallet, adding up to millions of dollars in revenue. Forrester CX Index provides the data and insights needed to harness this power and prioritize improvements that will drive maximum revenue. Learn about the CX Index here. Current Forrester customers can explore the full results of this year's US CX Index here. Let's click here. I'm not a customer. This report is available for individual purchase for $1,495. No thanks. All right, so there's that. I'm going to turn over to the call center geek. He did a short little TikTok about this very subject. So let's go with that. We'll turn that up.
Here we go again. CX, customer experience in 2023, once again has dropped, as it has done in the last couple years. We have all of this technology, we have all of this AI, we have all this self-service that everybody wants, or we're told from vendors, technology vendors, and by high-level CX people. You know, the thing is, they don't really care about the customer, they care about the bottom line of the company, right? And in their short-sightedness, they think that that's good for the actual organization when really they're alienating customers, right? Forcing self-service, forcing specific channels, not putting anything into the training and education of associates, making that experience better, trying to get rid of agents, trying to say that AI is the panacea here when it's obviously not. I love this stat. Forrester interviewed all of the business leaders that they do for all their surveys. 80% said CX is the most important thing that they can do. And only 6% of those companies actually went higher when it came to CX. They have no idea what they're doing.
There you go. Thomas Laird is 100% correct on this. And you'd be foolish to disagree. There's a lot of lip service to CX. There's a lot of pontificators out there pushing CX things that either don't get the support it needs or, it's become a cost game. And I mean, for proof of this, just go into any big box or grocery store, right? Now, not all, but I'm going to give you a comparison between two grocery stores in my town that I live in, all right? So there's one, it's the closer one, right? It's the cheaper one, right? It's, you go in, and if you're lucky, they have a cashier. Everything else is the self-serve, little self-checkout, right? Which is cool if I'm only grabbing a couple of things. There's one checkout with a line of at least 10 people in it. There's no employees. There's one cashier. There's one person manning the self-checkout because even though it's 2023, nobody knows how to use it apparently. Or they're trying to buy alcohol there or something like that. And you walk around the store and you might see one person stocking shelves, right? So what is that? 3 employees for an entire grocery store? And I'm not talking a little mom and pop convenience store or, something like that. This is a full-fledged chain grocery store. So if you need to find something, you can look on the app and see what aisle it's on. There's no one there to point it out to you, or even more preferable, bring the customer to the item like was common many years ago. And it's not a good scene CX wise. Is it better for their bottom line? Maybe, but how many people see that line and they have a full cart load of groceries and they just abandon the groceries right there because they don't want to wait, right? So, and they don't want to use the self-checkout for an entire cart load of groceries. Now, you go a couple miles down the road and take a right, and then another right, and then a left. You get to another one. This one has employees all over the place helping people, making sure that you know where things are. They'll even ask you, hey, do you need help in finding anything today? They just put in self-checkouts, so we'll see what happens. But they usually have 5 or 6 registers open, and it's nice because you don't have to wait that long if you have a cartload of groceries. Are they a little bit more expensive? Yes. Yes, they are, but not by much. So, which is a thing. So, and I know things are tough right now. Everything's more expensive. Everything is inflation and other things, which we won't get into because it's not that kind of a podcast, are driving prices up. Gas now near me is over $6 a gallon. So, but as I type something and talk here, let's see. Just want to see if I can find something. So, everything's more expensive. Gas is up, food is up, material is up, everything is up, right? And let's see.
So I'm running again, and you may have noticed a lot of people are focused on my age. Well, I get it, believe me. I know better than anyone. But there's something else I know. When I came to office, this nation was flat on its back. I knew what to do. I vaccinated the nation and rebuilt the economy. So
If you go on Twitter or X or whatever it is now, right, and you go follow any political figure
Here we go again.
who...
CX.
Shut up, Tom. All right. I didn't mean that. Okay. So, if you go to any of their Joe Biden, the White House, POTUS Twitter accounts, they're all bragging how the economy is doing really good, right? How they've built back the economy, that things are better than ever. For who? Is unemployment down? Or are people just working multiple jobs to make ends meet? That's the question. And what is the deal with CX being so far down? Like a few years ago, we were at a 17-year low, and we've dropped since then. Whose fault is this? Some people would blame the customer, because customer expectations are too high. Other people are blaming employees because they just don't care anymore. Nobody wants to work. Meanwhile, they're working 3 jobs. Meanwhile, a bag full of groceries, including just bread, lunch meat, and other things, is $50. If you want to feed your family for the entire week, and let's say you have a couple and their 2 children, how much does that cost now if you want to feed them more than, I don't know, rice and beans and ramen? Prices have gone up exponentially. And who do we have to blame for that? Now, I'm not saying all the blame falls up there at the top of the White House, right? I don't. This is not a political show. But imagine providing white glove customer service in your 3rd job. Where is the empathy for people? Where is the empathy for the employees? How is anybody even gauging any of this? This is ridiculous. And it's no surprise, it shouldn't be, that with companies trying to cut costs, which honestly, I completely get and understand. You have to keep the doors open, right? You have to provide a service to the customers. I get all that. That's all good. That's all great. I love it. But this over-reliance on self-service and on technology and on AI is becoming detrimental to the communities these companies serve. And I don't think that's a controversial statement. Companies have a responsibility to their shareholders and their stakeholders. Their stakeholders being their customers, their vendors, their employees, and their community. And if they're cutting costs so much that they're cutting staff so they can't service the customers like they should, or they're getting that money that would have gone into paychecks for people in the community, and that money is either going into tech companies' pockets or overseas, they're doing their community a disservice. So that's where we are on that. I don't think that's a controversial statement. I think the more that people roll in technology for the sole purpose of cutting staff and improving the bottom line, the more service will suffer. And if this trend continues, next year in the Forrester CX Index of 2024, it's going to be even lower. In 2025, it's going to be even lower. And in 2026, how many companies are going to be left? This is the reality that we're facing. We need to rehumanize everything. We need to rehumanize business. We have to stop relying on tech companies for the purpose of cutting costs. Now, with real great customer experience, you can increase customer loyalty. You can reduce customer churn. Now, a stat came out a couple years ago that a 2% increase in customer retention has the same result of 10% in cost cutting, right? So maybe we should focus a little bit more on the customer. Maybe we should focus a little bit more on the customer service employees. And this is coming at the dawn of 2023's Customer Service Week. So this should be on everybody's heads. This should be at top of everybody's mind. What are we doing? Where is the long-term thinking here? Is anybody playing the long game, or is it all short-term monthly profit? Do you want to be around in 10 years, or do you want to make all your money now and retire? It's honestly, that's the real question here. And I don't know if anybody wants to honestly answer that. So that's today's Caffeinated CX. It's a little bit of a long one. Here, now you can have 2 coffees. So on that, I'd like to invite you to like, review, subscribe, and share this show so we can make this show grow. And also, I'm going to ask you one more time to buy my books. I have the OG, the Blue Collar Call Center. It's about running a call center in the trades, plumbing, HVAC, electrical, what have you. Okay? And the other book is called Steel and Soul. It's a journey of customer-centric enlightenment, a business fable. Takes place in a sword and sorcery type city with a blacksmith as the main protagonist. So there you go. Both of those are, just search my name on Amazon or reach out to me on LinkedIn and I'll point you the way. Both books are $5, by the way. So not together, each. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.